Excuse me. Sorry. Welcome back. We are on vlog number 3, week 5, talking about stage theories and other linear models of racial and ethnic identity. Um, we focused a lot heavily on the Evans book in this particular vlog this week. Danielle asked a question about particularly the racial identity and the fifth stage, and if we agree or disagree about people having difficulties obtaining or getting to this fifth stage. And I would have to agree that it is difficult to get to this fifth stage based on the readings and just personal experience and different things of that nature. Um, just a little to talk about. The fifth stage that Danielle is referring to is the synergetic articulation and awareness stage. This is one of the last stages that the racial identity model um, talks about, and it is where individuals integrate their knowledge and experiences into a new identity where they accept themselves, appreciate contribution of other groups, and can balance their racial ethnic identity with other aspects of their identity. Um, just on definition alone, the first two words that kind of stuck out to me was knowledge and experience. Um, and I think knowledge and experience can make it difficult to obtain this fifth stage. The book talks about regression, particularly in Cross's or Cross's model of Black identity development, and he talks about how regression can occur when people unsuccessfully grapple with the push towards a new identity and seek comfort of their old identity, particularly when situations are negative. Um, I know a lot of times when bad things happen or racism happen, you automatically want to say, you want to get mad and you want to get angry and you want to regress and go back to your old ways and reject the white culture and go back to the resistance and immersion stage and cross this model where you just shun all types of white dominant culture and take on back that black identity in more of a black power, so to speak, way. But then there also can be the opposite to that, and people have bad experience with other black individuals and go all the way back to conformity where I'm going to stick to what I know and be a part and mix into this dominant culture of that as being white in a sense. Um, but the knowledge portion, it was kind of interesting to me because the book even talks about how racism is embedded into our culture so much that sometimes we don't even know it. But with knowledge, you know more and you're aware of these racism things, racist comments, activities, and things that occur. So when you are when you do dive into your development of who you are, and particularly racial identity, when you're aware that other cultures have oppressed you in years past, sometimes it is difficult to want to balance between the two of your dominant culture and your own black identity. And those negative scenes from knowledges, i.e., slavery, civil rights movements, all the sit-ins and different things like that. When you think about how much bad that has happened, it kind of does make it difficult for you to even say, well, why do I even want to be a part of this culture, this white dominant culture. I'm just going to stick to being black and that's it. But there's so much more than just being one or the other. And I think that students have to find that within themselves and want to progress in both cultures because we are African American and that is something that does happen, and it is pressed in front of your face, especially in higher education when you do have all these different type of student organizations, and when you do have instances where white people want to find their development as well, and they ask questions about different cultures and trying to understand where they come in and where they fit into the subculture. So I think that question about the fifth stage was a very good question, I guess, for lack of a better word. But I mean, it really forced you to think and use your own experience. And I think the definition kind of entails that it is going to be difficult because it is based upon you, because it is your identity, and it all depends on how you deal with these negative situations and how you move from these negative situations and continue in your developmental process. Um, but I mean, development is all about pushing yourself out of your comfort zone and getting out of those bad habits that you have, and not always thinking that all black people are terrible or all white people are racist or all black people are ghetto and ratchet. Like, I mean, you just have to push yourself beyond what the current knowledge that you know and keep pushing for more, because there is better out there. People are nice, and you have to set that standard high with interactions that you make, that we're not all the same, whether that be white, Latino, Asian, whatever your culture may be. But I do agree that it is a very difficult task to get there, and it's not going to happen in 2 to 3 years. It may not even happen in 4 years. I mean, it's a cycle that always has to keep happening to form identity. Thanks, Danielle, for the wonderful question. Hope you all enjoyed.